This is Helena Stay with our first study video for vocabulary from Matthew chapters 1 through 5. We're going to go through all the nouns, but if you want to come into the site at quizlet.com/HelenaStay or using the Quizlet app, just search for Helena Stay, you will also be able to study the top 101 New Testament nouns that are found in Matthew 1 through 5, the top 50, and the top 20. We're also going to study the adverbs that we've come across in Matthew 1 through 5, conjunctions, prepositions, and particles in Matthew 1 through 5, articles and pronouns in the New Testament, so not just confined to Matthew 1 through 5 because they're so common, they're everywhere, adjectives in Matthew 1 through 5, and common verb forms in Matthew 1 through 5. Let's get started with all nouns. So with nouns, I first list the lexical form, which is the nominative singular of the noun. And then you can tell the gender by the definite article here, ha, which is for masculine. You'll also see he for feminine and ta for neuter. Another thing is the genitive form is often given so that you can tell how to decline that noun. Certain nouns follow different declensions, which we'll talk about in the future, but the genitive gives you a clue as to how that form is declined, or all the various forms in different cases in singular and plural. So let's go ahead and get started. Angelos, angelou, ha. Angel, messenger. Adelphos, adelphou, ha. Brother. Aegyptos, aegyptou, he. Egypt. Akae, akaes, he. News, hearing. Akris, akridas, he. Locust. Meli, melitas, ta. Honey. Halas, halatas, ta. Salt. Halius, halieos, ha. Fisherman. Holone, holonos, he. Threshing floor. Hamartia, hamartias, he. Sin, failure. Amphibleistron, amphibleistrou, ta. Net. Anatole, anatoles, he. The east. Andreas, andreu, ha. Manly, Andrew. Aner, andros, ha. Man. Anthropos, anthropou, ha. Human, mankind. Antidikos, antidikou, ha. Opponent, adversary. Oxine, oxines, he. Axe. Artos, artu, ha. Bread, loaf. Archiereus, archiereos, ha. High priest. Aster, asteras, ha. Star. Akuran, akuru, ta. Chaff. Babulon, babulonas, he. Babylon. Baptisma, baptismatos, ta. Baptism. Baptistes, baptistou, ha. The Baptist. Basanos, basanu, he, pains, torments. Basileus, basileos, ha, king. Bethlehem, he, Bethlehem. Biblos, ha, book. Galilea, Galileas, he, Galilee. Gaster, gastros, he, belly. Gehenna, Gehenes, he, hell, Gehenna. Genea, Geneas, he, family, race, generation. Genesis, Geneseos, he, origin, birth. Genema, Genematas, ta, offspring. Gay, Gace, he, land, earth. Grammateus, Grammateos, ha, writer, scribe. Gune, Gunaikos, he, wife, woman. Decapolis, Decapaleos, he, Decapolis, east of the Jordan River. Dendron, Dendru, ta, tree. Dikaiasune, Dikaiasunes, he, righteousness, justice. Dictuon, Dictuu, ta, net. Doxa, doxes, he, good opinion, glory, praise, honor. Doron, doru, ta, gift, present, especially sacrifice. Ethnos, ethnus, ta, race or nation, in the plural, nations, specifically the Gentiles. Apostasion, apostasiu, ta, a letter of divorce. Enduma, endumatos, ta, apparel, especially the outer robe. Entale, entales, he, command, injunction, order. Ergon, ergu, ta, work. Euangelion, euangeliu, ta, good news, gospel. Echidna, echidnes, he, viper. Zabulon, ha, Zebulun. Zebedias, Zebediu, ha, Zebedee. Zone, zones, he, belt. Hegemon, hegemonos, ha, leader, governor. Helios, heliu, ha, sun. Hemera, hemeras, he, day. Herodes, Herodu, ha, Herod. Isaias, Isaiu, ha, Isaiah. Thalassa, thalases, he, sea. Thanatos, thanatu, ha, death. Theos, theou, ha, God. Thesauros, thesaurou, ha, treasure. Thrix, thrikos, hay, hair. Thranos, thranou, ha, throne. Thusiasterion, thusiasteriou, ta, altar. Jacobos, Jacobu, ha, James. Hieron, hierou, ta, temple. Hierosaluma, hierosalumatas, ta, hey, Jerusalem. Jesus, Jesu, ha, Jesus. Himation, himatiu, ta, an outer garment, a cloak, a robe. Jordanes, Jordanou, ha, the Jordan River. Judah, ha, Judah. Judea, Judaias, hey, Judea. Israel, ha, Israel. Ioannes, ha, John. Yosef, ha, Joseph. Iota, ta, the letter iota. Kamelos, kamelou, ha, or hey, camel. Capernaum, hey, Capernaum. Cardia, cardias, hey, heart. Karpos, karpou, ha, fruit. Kiraya, kirayas, hey, stroke of a letter, a little horn. Kephale, kephales, hey, head. Klauthmos, klauthmou, ha, weeping. Quadrantes, quadrantou, ha, quadrants, 1/4 of a Roman monetary unit. Cosmos, cosmou, ha, world, order. Krisis, kriseos, hey, decision, judgment. Krites, kritou, ha, judge. Kurios, kuriou, ha, Lord, master. Laos, laou, ha, people. Libanos, libanou, ha, frankincense tree, frankincense. Lithos, lithou, ha, stone. Logos, logou, ha, a word as embodying an idea, a statement, a speech. Luchnos, luchnou, ha, light. Magos, magou, ha, magus, magician, astrologer. Mathetes, mathetou, ha, disciple. Malakia, malakias, hey, sickness. Maria, Marias, hey, Mary. Melas, melus, ta, body part, member, limb. Meras, merus, ta, part, share, portion. Metanoia, metanoias, change of mind, repentance. Metoikesia, metoikesias, he, deportation, exile. Mater, matros, he, mother. Milion, miliou, ta, a Roman mile, about 1,618 yards or 4,854 feet. Misthos, misthou, ha, reward, wages. Madios, madiou, ha, modius, a bushel, a basket. Nazaret, he, Nazareth. Nephthalim, ha, Naphtali. Namas, namu, ha, law. Nasos, nasu, he, disease. Nux, nuktos, he, night, by night. Hadas, hadu, he, road. Adus, ontos, ha, tooth. Adormas, adormu, ha, lamentation. Oikia, oikias, he, house, dwelling. Anar, anaratos, ta, dream. Anima, anamatos, ta. Orge, orges, he, wrath, impulse. Harion, hariu, ta, boundary. Horkos, horku, ha, oath. Aros, arus, ta, mountain. Osphus, osphuos, he, loin, hip, waist. Uranos, uranu, ha, heaven. Ophthalmos, ophthalmu, ha, eye. Aklos, aklu, ha, crowd. Paidion, paidiu, ta, child. Pais, paidos, ha or he, child, boy, youth, girl. Parthenos, parthenu, ha or he, maiden, virgin. Pater, patros, ha, father. Peristera, peristeras, he, dove. Petros, petru, ha, stone, boulder, Peter. Ploion, ploiu, ta, boat. Pneuma, pneumatos, ta, spirit. Polis, paleos, he, city. Porneia, porneias, he, fornication. Patamos, patamu, ha, river. Pus, Pados, ha, foot. Prophetes, prophetu, ha, prophet. Pterugion, pterugiu, ta, pinnacle. Ptuon, ptuu, ta, winnowing fork. Pur, puras, ta, fire. Rema, rematas, ta, word. Rhiza, rhizes, hay, root. Sadukaios, sadukaiou, ha, a member of a Jewish religious sect, a Sadducee. Satanas, satana, ha, Satan, the adversary, devil. Siagon, siaganos, hay, cheek. Simon, Simonas, ha, Simon. Cetas, cetu, ha, wheat. Skia, skias, hay, shadow. Scatia, scatias, hay, darkness. Smurna, smurnes, hay, myrrh, used as an ointment for embalming. Stoma, stomatos, ta, mouth. Synagoge, synagoges, hay, synagogue. Synedrion, synedriou, ta, Sanhedrin. Suria, surias, hay, Syria. Soma, somatas, ta, body. Teknon, teknu, ta, child of either sex. Telute, telutes, hay, finishing, end, i.e. death. Telones, telonu, ha, tax collector, literally those paying at the end. Tribos, tribu, hay, a beaten track, a path. Trophy, trophes, hay, food, nourishment. Hudor, hudatos, ta, water. Huios, huiou, ha, sun. Huperetes, huperetu, ha, underling, servant. Hypnos, hypnu, ha, sleep. Hupadema, hupadematos, ta, a sole bound under the foot, a sandal. Hupapadion, hupapadiou, ta, footstool. Pharisaios, pharisaiou, ha, Pharisee, member of a Jewish religious sect. Fulake, fulakes, hay, guard, watch. Phone, phones, hay, voice, sound. Phos, photos, ta, light. Kara, karas, hay, joy, delight. Ker, keras, hay, hand. Kiton, kitonas, ha, tunic. Kreia, kreias, he, need. Christos, Christou, ha, Christ, Messiah. Kranos, kranu, ha, time. Krusos, krusou, ha, gold. Kora, koras, he, land, space, place. Psuke, psukes, he, life. Apatheke, apathekes, he, barn. We'll now go back to adverbs. These are the adverbs in Matthew 1 through 5. Akribos, with exactness. Arti, just now. Eke, there. Ekathen, from there. Exo, out. Epan, after, when. Epano, over, on top of. Eti, any longer, no more, still, or yet. Eutheos, at once, directly. Kake, and there. Kakos, badly, sick, wrongly. Kato, katotero, under. Lathra, secretly. Lian, intensely. May, not, used to negate non-indicative verbs. Monon, merely. Holos, at all, altogether, assuredly. Apiso, back, behind, after. Hopos, so that. Uk, not, used to negate indicative verbs. No. Udamos, by no means. Hutos, huto, thus, in this way. Pollen, again in time, back, in place, further. Parektas, except. Peran, on the other side. Plesion, near, neighboring. Pu, where. Prin, before. Proton, first. Svadra, exceedingly. Taku, quickly. Tate, then. Husteron, afterwards, later. Hos, as. Okay, let's go ahead and review the adjectives from Matthew 1 through 5. I'm going to give you the masculine, the feminine, and the neuter in the nominative singular. Agapetos, agapete, agapeton. Beloved. Hagios, hagia, hagion. Holy. Alos, ale, alon. Other, another. Oxios, oxia, oxion. Worthy of weight, of worth. Archaios, archaia, archaion. original, ancient. Asbestos, asbeston, unquenchable. Decatessares, decatessaron, 14. Dexios, dexia, dexion, right. Dermatinos, dermatine, dermatinon, made of skin, leather. Diabolos, diabolon, slanderous, accusing falsely. Diates, diates, 2 years old. Dikaios, dikaia, dikaion, righteous, correct, innocent. Dua, 2. Ethnikos, ethnike, ethnikon, Gentile, foreign, national. Erenapoios, erenapoion, peacemaking, peacemaker. Heis, mia, hen, 1. Elachistas, elachiste, elachistan, least, in size, amount, dignity, etc. Eleemon, eleemon, merciful. Enakos, enakon, liable to, bound by, held in, subject to, guilty of. Eremos, eremon, desert. Eskatas, eskate, eskaton, last, extreme. Euthus, eutheia, euthu, straight, straight away. Ekthros, ekthra, ekthran, hostile, enemy when used substantively. Hikanos, hikane, hikanon, sufficient, fit. Eudaios, eudaia, eudaion, Jews or Jewish. Iskuros, iskura, iskuran, strong, mighty. Katharos, kathara, katharon, clean, pure. Kalos, kale, kalon, good. Lukas, luke, lukan, white. Makarios, makaria, makarion, blessed, blessed. Megas, megale, mega, great. Melas, melina, melan, black. Monos, mane, monon, alone. Moras, mora, moran, dull, stupid, foolish. Holos, hale, holon, whole or complete. Udes, udemia, uden, no one. Parathalasios, parathalasia, parathalasian, by the sea. Paralutikos, paralutike, paralutikon, paralytic. Pas, pasa, pan, all, every. Perisas, perise, perisan, abundant. Perikoras, perikoran, neighboring. Play on, play on. More excellent, very great, many. Poikilas, poikile, poikilon. Various. Palus, pale, palu. Much, many. Poneras, ponera, poneron. Evil, bad things in the substantive use. Praus, praeia, prau. Meek, mild, gentle. Patokas, patoke, patokon. Poor, beggarly. Teleos, teleia, teleon. Perfect, having reached its end, complete. Tesserakanta, 40. Hupselas, hupsele, hupselan. High. Let's go ahead and do verb forms in Matthew 1 through 5. I am going to give you all of the verb forms, which is a lot, but when you see how often they appear in the New Testament, which I'll give you on the back of the card, it will give you motivation to learn them. Now, there are a few that are very rare at the end, but I'm throwing those in there just for those of you that are extra motivated to understand everything we've learned in Matthew 1 through 5. And of course, in the future, we'll study the verb forms and how you create them, but there's so many irregulars that it's good to recognize them right now before we go into more detail. All right, let's get started. Ason. They were, from the lexical form me. Este. You are, from the lexical form me. A. You are singular, from the lexical form me. Estin. He, she, or it is, from the lexical form me. Isthi. Be, stay, from the lexical form me. Own. Being, from the lexical form me. Ain. Came about, was, from the lexical form me. Aseen. They are, from the lexical form me. Esseste. Be, from the lexical form me. Esto. Let it be, from the lexical form me. Estai. He will be, from the lexical form me. Apo. That I should tell you, from the lexical form lego. Apen. He said, from the lexical form lego. Aposin. They may say, from the lexical form lego. Efe. He was saying, he used to say, from the lexical form lego. Legain. To say, from the lexical form lego. Legamenein. Being called, from the lexical form lego. Legantos. Saying, from the lexical form lego. Ape. He may say, from the lexical form lego. Legusa. Saying, from the lexical form lego. Legon. Saying, from the lexical form lego. Legantes. Saying, from the lexical form lego. Ape. Say, from the lexical form lego. Legamenos. Being called, from the lexical form lego. Ekete. You have, from the lexical form echo. Aiken. He or she had, from the lexical form echo. Eikomen. We have, from the lexical form echo. Ekkantas, having, from the lexical form echo. Ekusa, having, from the lexical form echo. Eidamen, we saw, from the lexical form horao. Eidosin, they may see, from the lexical form horao. Opsantai, they will see, from the lexical form horao. Eidon, they saw, from the lexical form horao. Eidon, having seen, from the lexical form horao. Aiden, he saw, from the lexical form horao. Edontes, having seen, from the lexical form horao. Geneste, you may be, from the lexical form ginomai. Genetai, it may happen, from the lexical form ginomai. Gegogen, has come to past, from the lexical form ginomai. Ginontai, may become, from the lexical form ginomai. Eilthamen, we came, from the lexical form erkamai. Elthone, having come, from the lexical form erkamai. Erkomenos, the one coming, lexical form erkamai. Elthontes, having come, from the lexical form erkamai. Erke, you come, from the lexical form erkamai. Erkamenus, coming, from the lexical form erkamai. Poiese, he may do or keep, from the lexical form poieo. Poiesen, he, she, it did or made, from the lexical form poieo. Poiesai, to make, from the lexical form poieo. Poiete, you plural make or do, from the lexical form poieo. Poieso, I will make, I will do, from the lexical form poieo. Poiusin, they do, from the lexical form poieo. Poiesate, make, from the lexical form poieo. Akusate, you have heard, from the lexical form akuo. Doso, I will give, from the lexical form didomi. Das, give, from the lexical form didomi. Dato, let him give, from the lexical form didomi. Apokrithes, answering, from the lexical form apokrinomai. Eginoskin, he, she, it knew, from the lexical form ginosko. Exelucitai, he will go out, from the lexical form exerkamai. Exealthes, you may come out, from the lexical form exerkamai. Dunasai, you are able, from the lexical form dunamai. Thalanti, the one wishing, from the lexical form thalo. Aethelen, he or she was wanting, from the lexical form thalo. Thalone, the one who wants, from the lexical form thalo. Thalanta, the one wanting, direct object, from the lexical form thalo. Eis eilthen, he went, from the lexical form eis erkamai. eis elthete. He may enter, from the lexical form eis erchomai. Gegraptai. It has been written, from the lexical form grapho. Hurete. You shall have found, from the lexical form heurisco. Heurethe. He or she was found, from the lexical form heurisco. Eparutheson. They went away, from the lexical form poruamai. Poruou. Go, a command, from the lexical form poruamai. Poruthentes. Having gone, from the lexical form poruamai. Estesin. He stands up someone or something, from the lexical form histemi. Estathe. It stood, from the lexical form histemi. Kalesas. Having called, from the lexical form kaleo. Kaleses. You will call, from the lexical form kaleo. Kleithesontai. They will be called, from the lexical form kaleo. Ekalesen. He or she called, from the lexical form kaleo. Ekalesa. I called, from the lexical form kaleo. Kalesusin. They will call, from the lexical form kaleo. Afiesin. He permits, he leaves, from the lexical form afiemi. Afentes. Having left, from the lexical form afiemi. Office. Permit it, leave it, command, from the lexical form afiemi. Egerai. To raise up, from the lexical form egero. Egerthes. Having been awoken, having arisen, from the lexical form egero. Agapontas. Those who love, a direct object, from the lexical form agapao. Agapate. Love, a command, from the lexical form agapao. Agapeses. You will love, from the lexical form agapao. Agapesete. You may love, from the lexical form agapao. Zesitai. He will live, from the lexical form zao. Blepone. The one who looks at, from the lexical form blepo. Bale. Throw, command, from the lexical form balo. Balantos. Casting, from the lexical form balo. Blethe. It may be cast, from the lexical form balo. Blethese. You will be cast, from the lexical form balo. Blathen. Having been cast out, from the lexical form balo. Parado. He may deliver, from the lexical form paradidomi. Paredathe. Had been delivered up, from the lexical form paradidomi. Apeelthen. He or she or it went out, from the lexical form aperkamai. Apelthe. It may depart, from the lexical form aperkamai. Zetain. To seek, from the lexical form zeteo. Zetuntes. Those seeking, from the lexical form zeteo. Meluses. from the coming, lexical form mello. Mele, he or she is about to, followed by an infinitive, lexical form mello. Paraklethenai, to be comforted, from the lexical form parakaleo. Paraklethesantai, will be comforted, from the lexical form parakaleo. Sose, he will save, from the lexical form sozo. Arusin, they will lift, from the lexical form airo. Titheasin, they put, from the lexical form tithemi. Rethen, having been spoken, from the lexical form ereo. Erethe, it was said, from the lexical form ereo. Genatai, was to be born, from the lexical form genao. Genethentos, having been born, from the lexical form genao. Didaskon, teaching, from the lexical form didasko. Didaxe, he may teach, from the lexical form didasko. Edidasken, he was teaching, from the lexical form didasko. Peripaton, walking, from the lexical form peripateo. Ephabethe, he was afraid, from the lexical form phobeamai. Phabethes, you should fear, from the lexical form phobeomai. Apaletai, it may perish, be destroyed, from the lexical form apalumi. Kathemenos, sitting, from the lexical form kathemai. Peson, falling down, from the lexical form pipto. Pesantes, having fallen, from the lexical form pipto. Ekaluthesan, they followed, from the lexical form akalutheo. Eplerothe, it was fulfilled, from the lexical form plerao. Plerosai, to fulfill, from the lexical form plerao. Plerothe, may be fulfilled, from the lexical form plerao. Proseelthon, they came, from the lexical form proserkamai. Erksato, he began, from the lexical form arkamai. Anebe, he came up, from the lexical form anabino. Katabainon, going down, from the lexical form katabino. Baptistes, having been baptized, from the lexical form baptizo. Baptisthenai, to be baptized, from the lexical form baptizo. Hupage, depart, go away, from the lexical form hupago. Pempsas, having sent, from the lexical form pempo. Anoixas, opening, from the lexical form anoigo. Eneokthesan, they were opened, from the lexical form anoigo. Ekaresan, they rejoiced, from the lexical form kairo. Kairete, rejoice, from the lexical form kairo. Apalelumenen, her having been divorced, from the lexical form apaluo. Apaluon, releasing, divorcing, from the lexical form apaluo. Doxasosin, they may praise, from the lexical form doxazo. Kerusein, to proclaim, from the lexical form keruso. Aspasesthe, you may greet, from the lexical form aspazomai. Proskunesai, to worship, from the lexical form proskuneo. Proskuneses, you may worship, from the lexical form proskuneo. Prosekunesan, they worshipped, from the lexical form proskuneo. Proskuneso, that I may worship, from the lexical form proskuneo. Synagogon, having gathered together, from the lexical form synago. Synaxe, he or she will gather, from the lexical form synago. Paralambane, he takes, from the lexical form paralambano. Parelaben, he or she received, took, from the lexical form paralambano. Paralabe, take, from the lexical form paralambano. Paralabain, to receive, from the lexical form paralambano. Apados, you should pay, from the lexical form apadidomi. Apadoses, you shall keep, from the lexical form apadidomi. Proseinegkon, they offered, presented, brought, from the lexical form prosphero. Prosfere, offer, command, from the lexical form prosphero. Prospheres, you may bring, from the lexical form prosphero. Kathisantos, having sat down, from the lexical form kathizo. Edioxan, they persecuted, from the lexical form dioko. Dediogmenoi, the ones who are persecuted, from the lexical form dioko. Diokonton, to or for those persecuting, from the lexical form dioko. Dioxosin, they may persecute, from the lexical form dioko. Katokesin, he dwelt, from the lexical form katoikeo. Therapeuon, healing, from the lexical form therapeuo. Therapeusin, he healed, from the lexical form therapeuo. Angiken, it has drawn near, lexical form angizo. Luce, it may break, from the lexical form luo. Misusin, misusin, to or for those hating you, from the lexical form miseo. Hetoimasate, prepare, command, from the lexical form hetoimazo. Perazon, the one tempting, from the lexical form perazo. Perasthenai, to be tempted, from the lexical form perazo. Perisiue, it may abound, from the lexical form perisuo. Ebulethe, he purposed, desired, from the lexical form bulamai. Diakonun, they were serving, from the lexical form diakoneo. Paregenanto, they arrived, from the lexical form paraginomai. Paraginetai, he comes, from the lexical form paraginomai. Ex eporueto, he was going out, from the lexical form ek poruamai. Ek poruameno, that proceeds, from the lexical form ek poruamai. Metanoiete, repent, command, from the lexical form metanoieo. Deiknusin, he shows, from the lexical form deiknumi. Elei theisantai, they will be shown mercy, from the lexical form eleeo. Ephane, it appeared, from the lexical form phino. Phinetai, it appears, from the lexical form phino. Phenomenu, the appearing, from the lexical form phino. Parelthe, may pass away, from the lexical form parerchomai. Sunelthane, to come together, from the lexical form sunerchomai. Gamese, shall marry, from the lexical form gameo. Fuge, flee, command, from the lexical form fugo. Fugain, to flee, from the lexical form fugo. Hegumenos, the one leading, from the lexical form hegeomai. Iskue, it is strong, from the lexical form iskuo. Amases, you shall swear, from the lexical form omnuo. Aneolen, he put to death, from the lexical form anereo. Katalipon, leaving, from the lexical form katalepo. Keimene, lying, from the lexical form kemai. Anekthe, was led up, from the lexical form anago. Epenasen, he became hungry, from the lexical form penao. Penontes, those who hunger, from the lexical form penao. Eudakesa, I have been well pleased, from the lexical form eudakeo. Latruses, you will serve, from the lexical form latruo. Nestuasas, after having fasted, from the lexical form nestuo. Praegen, it went before, from the lexical form praago. Kleronamesusin, they will inherit, from the lexical form kleronameo. Etarachthe, he was troubled, from the lexical form tarasso. Etiken, she had brought forth, from the lexical form tikto. Texitai, she will bear, from the lexical form tikto. Tekthes, having been born, from the lexical form tikto. Dipsontes, those who thirst, from the lexical form dipsao. Kortas theisantai, they will be filled, from the lexical form kortazo. Enteletai, he will command, from the lexical form entelomai. Moicues, you shall commit adultery, from the lexical form moicuo. Emoikusen, he has committed adultery, from the lexical form moikuo. Moikuthenai, to commit adultery, from the lexical form moikuo. Namisete, think, from the lexical form namizo. Anekoresen, he withdrew, departed, left, from the lexical form anakoreo. Daimonizamenus, being possessed by a demon, from the lexical form daimonizomai. Enepaikhthe, having been outwitted, from the lexical form empaizo. Katartizantas, mending, from the lexical form katartizo. Teleutesantas, having died, from the lexical form teleutao. Katakause, he will burn up, from the lexical form katakayo. Epunthaneto, he was inquiring, from the lexical form punthanomai. Phanues, you shall murder, from the lexical form phanuo. Phanuse, he may murder, from the lexical form phanuo. Pseudomenoi, ones who are lying, from the lexical form pseudomai. Agaliaste, exult, lexical form agaliao. Poimane, he will shepherd, from the lexical form poimaino. Ekapsan, cut off, from the lexical form ekapto. Examalagumenoi, confessing, from the lexical form examalageo. Penthuntes, those who mourn, from the lexical form pentheo. Anatele, he causes to rise, from the lexical form anatello. Apostrophes, may turn away, from the lexical form apostrepho. Tethneikasin, they have died, from the lexical form thenesko. Onedisosin, they may insult, from the lexical form onediso. Krematistes, having been divinely warned, from the lexical form krematizo. Krematistentes, having been divinely warned, from the lexical form krematizo. Exale, tear it out, command, from the lexical form exaireo. Methermenuamenon, being translated, from the lexical form methermenuo. Lampsato, let it shine, command, third person singular, from the lexical form lampo. Prosetaxen, he or she commanded, from the lexical form prostaso. Periegen, he was going throughout, from the lexical form periago. Hupedexen, he warned, from the lexical form hupa deknumi. Katapatesthai, to be trampled, lexical form katapateo. Moikatai, to commit adultery, from the lexical form moikaomai. Prabas, going on, from the lexical form prabaino. Danisthathai, to borrow, from the lexical form danezo. Halisthesetai, it will be salted, from the lexical form halizo. Enthumethentos, having pondered, from the lexical form enthumeomai. Exetasate, you all search, from the lexical form exetazo. Meneustetheses, having been pledged, from the lexical form menesteuo. Degmatisai, to expose publicly, from the lexical form degmatiso. Epereazonton, those mistreating, from the lexical form epereazo. Seleniazetai, he is a lunatic, from the lexical form seleniazomai. Seleniazomenus, epileptics, from the lexical form seleniazomai. Epiorkeses, you shall swear falsely, from the lexical form epiorkeo. Eunaon, make friends, from the lexical form eunaeo. Ethumothe, he was enraged, from the lexical form thumao.